Many of you will want to include images in your posts. To do that, click the place where the image will appear and move above the box here to where it says Upload/Insert. The box within box is the Add the Image button. When you click on that, you can select files from your desktop just as you would with any other dialog box. I happen to have a logo ready to go. You can edit this image if you wish. You can rotate it, or you can change its scale image. We've got it 200 by 210. Let's take it down to 100, and you can scale it there. I recommend that you always include a title for your image. It defaults to the file name, but you can give it something more interesting. You may also give your image a caption if you wish. You may make your image clickable. You can make it hot somewhere. You can either do it to a larger version of itself, you can do it to the post itself, or you can paste in your very own link right there. Most of the time I think you will probably select none. With an image this size, you will want to orient it either to the left of the text or to the right of the text. If you have a very wide image that isn't very tall, you might want to center it above or below the text, in which case you would select that button. And I want to display this full size. I do recommend that you do all of your image editing before you upload your image rather than relying upon the WordPress editor, but this does in a pinch if you want to fine-tune its look. When you're ready, insert into post. And there it is. You can click on the image and you can open it up again and scale it a bit more if you wish, or change its caption, or make it click someplace, or you can pick it up and move it if you wish. If you really hate what you did, then you can delete the image altogether. Your images will be saved in WordPress's gallery. You can access images that you've just uploaded from gallery, or you can go to the media library. And there it is. It has been saved for your pleasure. There's one more formatting option I want to show you, and that is, some of you will have noticed on these pages that there are bold subheaders available, like the Save the Date or the Featured Events. There is a special code that you may install in the HTML tab that will give that to you. So click on HTML first, go to the copy that you want to have be that color. In this case we'll make the AWCNJ. You're going to type # H2 > go to the end of your text, # / H2 > go to preview it, you can see there you have it. That is the same formatting as appears here on the events page and in other places on the site. That way you don't have to guess. Now, if you are posting an event, this next box down is vital. The excerpt is what will appear right here in the blue box, or right here under these. So this is your text that will show right here on this page. It's the teaser text. You can, as you can see here, insert images into it as well. But for events, you must put something in there. Moving over to the right-hand side, there's the Publish box. The Publish box allows you first and foremost to save draft, and I recommend that you use that Save Draft button frequently. The button next to the Save Draft button, the Preview button, is one that you've seen me use a number of times. It allows you to look at the post the way it will appear before you publish it. Below that is the place where you can decide when your post will be published. Remember I mentioned that WordPress displays posts with the newest first? This is the place where it gets that information. It defaults to publish immediately. But if you click on this edit option, you can set the date and time to be anything you want it to be. This can be useful in an instance where you know about an event 6 months out before you know about the one 2 months out. You can go ahead and publish a save the date for 6 months. Then, when you know about the one happening sooner, you can go in and backdate the 6-month entry so that it appears in the order the events are actually happening in. You can also preset this to be published at a later time. For instance, you've put all the information in and you have it ready to go, but you don't want it to be public until a certain time. You can go in and you can set the date to be some time ahead. In this case, we'll set it to be a few days from now at 11:59. This is a 24-hour clock. And now it will be published at 11:59 on April 9th. And then instead of saying publish, you'll just say schedule. But before you do that, there is one more box that we need to take care of in here. In fact, two. Below the publish box is a box called categories. Every post must have at least one category. It can appear in more than one, but it must have at least one. The category controls where the post will appear on the site. Let me show you what each category does. If you have an event and you want it to appear on the upcoming events box over here on the left, you will select Events, Home Page Feature. If you want your event to appear on the events page in the blue box, Events Featured. If you want your event to appear here in the Save the Date box on the events page, you will select Save the Date. Once your event has happened, go back into the post, uncheck the featured, the home page, or the Save the Date, and then select Past Events. That will allow your event to appear down here at the bottom of the page under Past Events. Now, if you have a chapter news item, you select Chapter News, and that will allow it to appear here on the chapter news page. And they will automatically archive themselves once a certain number have been reached on this page. It's a good idea to tag your post. Now, tags happen under the Categories tab. They're right here, Post Tags. Tags act like SEO keywords, but they also provide a secondary navigation to people that they can see, and if they see something that they like, they can click on that and see other things that are related. And let me show you an example of this. We'll click on Brenda's event. The tags are down here at the bottom. So perhaps we would want to see all of those who have to do with the Women Who Will. If you click on that, WordPress will return a list of all the events that are under the Women Who Will. WordPress will remember tags that you have used before, and you can start typing, and then it will drop down a box. So the AWCNJ Businesswomen News it could be, or the Women Who Will Award, and you can select the tags that way. That way you keep them in collections. Once you're done and you've done everything you want, then you will click Schedule or Update or Publish, whatever this blue button up here says. On to Pages. Before making any changes to the existing content of the site, you should disable the site caching. Caching has been enabled for your site in order to help keep the download speeds faster. But if you're going to make any changes to that content, you need to disable the caching or you won't be able to see them. Over on the left-hand navigation, there is an option for settings near the bottom, and then in that is WP Super Cache. Click on the Super Cache, and you will see on the main screen here that there is a caching on, and then there's a caching off. Toggle the caching off and click the dark blue Update Status button. Now you're ready to make changes to the pages. The Pages feature is over near the tools on the left, and when you click on it, You're brought to a dashboard that's very similar to the Posts dashboard. As we already went over, changes to the chapter news pages and the events pages, as well as changes to the content over here on this left-hand column, are all handled exclusively through the Posts dashboard. Few of these pages will change very much, but let me show you the home page. If you click on that, you can see that the Edit Page screen looks a lot like the Edit Post screen page. And when you look at it, all of this content that's here in this box is what appears here in the middle of the page. From this page, you can edit the page title, which if you do that, it will also change what's showing right here in the navigation. You can change the page content itself, and you can preview it just like in the Posts and update it just like in the Posts. The last segment of the site that you can update is the content on the right side of the screen, this right sidebar. These items are controlled from under Appearance, Widgets. On this screen, you'll see a list of bars appearing on the right side of the screen. Each of these corresponds to a page. The first one up here, labeled Left Sidebar, you will not need to touch. As we discussed before, everything that's on the left is controlled exclusively from the Posts. Students controls the images that appear on the students' right-hand sidebar, the college students. Right home goes for the home page. The Events sidebar is the right side of Events, About, Board, Membership, WIC, and Contact. If it does not have a specific sidebar attached to it, the stuff showing up in there is controlled from right sidebar. Let's take a look at the right home sidebar, and let's show you how you can change these things. So if you're looking at the home page, this top segment here are the advertisements. If you look at the text widget there, you can see there's the Mom Month advertisement, and the other advertisement is right there. You can paste a new one in there, and when you save it and reload the page, you will see that there are now 2 PSEG ads. I will go ahead and take that out so as not to offend anybody. You can add a new box by reaching over here and dragging a new text in there. In this case, we'll go ahead and we'll put that ad in there and save it. And when we reload the page, now we have an ad appearing down at the bottom. You can get rid of these by simply taking this and dragging it and dropping it off, and it goes away. And you can change the order of these even. So say we want to move the ads down to the bottom for some reason. And there you have it. This concludes our tour and instruction for the AWCNJ site. Thank you, and have a good time keeping things up to date for your great organization.